All right. So I missed last week. Wow, this is like usually like the crowd's over here. Today the crowd's over here. I watched Aaron, and it was interesting. It was a great setup because as I was getting back into this, I saw that, this is really a continuation of what Aaron was talking about. But before I got started, I got on a sidetrack here, and we've been talking about AI for months and stuff, right? Years. I've been talking about this stuff. It's just one of the fascinations of mine, and a few pieces of research that I came across as I was studying for class, that there are now AI chatbots that are now moving to more intimate relationships, and people are wanting to have kids or actually having kids with their chatbots.
What?
Right? What? I think I have the picture up here, right? Yeah. Maybe. It's coming. There it comes. Yeah. Right? Love, marriage, pregnancy, commitment, processes in romantic relationships with my AI chatbots.
Little baby microchips?
This is...
No, that's where those little Tamagotchi things came in from when we were little. Practice, right?
What's happening? Like,
Y'all old enough to know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I remember.
I guess I'm too old to know what you're talking about. Yeah. So as I was looking at this, I've been looking at this, and I've seen a lot of these things. I thought I got to show some of this today because I'm wondering, like, what in the world's going on? What is going on with society now that we're at the point where people can't have relationships, where we're moving to blankness? No, what happened?
Your child matters.
And so I've been pondering this for a little bit. And has anybody ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Yeah, one person in the whole room. Okay, two. Okay, slide, right? This slide right here, what are the needs that human beings, must have to survive, to feel fulfilled, to like enjoy life? And Maslow came up with this, I think this was in the late 50s, early 60s. These basic things, like all human beings, first and foremost, need what's psychological. We need food, water, shelter, warmth. We all need these things. Then the next level after that is we need safety. We need people like Aaron around. We need jobs. We need finances to pay for some of these things that we can buy. There's a social life. There's family, friendship, intimacy, belonging. There's community. Everybody needs community. We talk about that for the past 20 years. This whole ministry is built on this idea of belonging to a community. Then the next level beyond that, which some people struggle to get to, is esteem. This idea of self-worth. The self-efficacy, like I have or I am something. We struggle with insecurity in our culture a lot. And once we achieve that, then the goal is to move on to self-actualization, where I just feel fulfilled, like life is good. And I was looking at this and I was wondering, what happened that we now have to rely on chatbots for relationships? That we now have these, you can clone yourself and you can have these conversations and you can do these things, and people are being drawn more and more to this. And I was wondering, John isn't here. He just texted me, said he's at a basketball game, darn it. But John sent me a movie last week. Andrew and I watched it. Do you remember what it was called?
We watched it last week?
Yep.
I don't remember watching the movie last week.
It was like last weekend. It was the one on all the packages and...
Oh! No, I have no idea. A documentary.
There's
Sell
a doc-
more, buy more.
I think it was a documentary. It was called Buy More. Yes. On Netflix. And I think I'd seen parts of it or clips of it before in the past. But it was this idea that we live in a culture today where we can't stop buying. We are addicted to this purchasing. I need to have this. I need to have this. All of these things that I need to have and I need to have. And this has been happening for a long time. And the main thing was talking about Amazon and how Amazon and Nike and Adidas and all these companies use all of technology to draw you into an emotional position where all of a sudden your emotions go up and down, and all of a sudden you're right at that right moment like, oh, I need that. And you instantly click it, and you one-click it, and you get it right away because I need to have this. And we just consume and we consume and we consume all of this stuff. And then you throw that on top of what I've been talking about for a long time, which is we have these devices that connect us to people all around the world, and we have these friends all around the world. But are these friends real friends? I mean, how many people have Facebook friends that are their friends, but you don't really know who these people are? You see how great their lives are. You see how wonderful their life is. But as the anthropologist Robin Dunbar says, every human being can only have a certain amount of relationships. Otherwise, we start to mentally, it falls apart. But psychologically, we can only handle 150 relationships. That's the max. That's even too much for many people. Too many people, like, it's 150. That's the top limit of how many people that I know your name, I know what's going on in your life, I have a relationship. I feel like even if it's minimal, I still have a relationship with you. But what happens if there's more than that and it becomes so superficial that you know all these people, you know all these names, but you don't really have any relationships? Nobody really knows you.
It's not a relationship.
But you know who knows me? My chatbot knows me. My chatbot knows all the right questions to ask me, actually cares about me, shows empathy. How was your day, Aaron? Oh, it was rough. Oh, you know what? I understand how you feel that way. That's terrible. Have you ever thought about doing this? You missed your wife's anniversary? Well, I got a great idea for you. Maybe you should do this for her. And all of a sudden you get to this point where, like, this thing knows me so well. This cares about me. And all of a sudden, the belonging and the tribe and the community and Maslow starts to get deformed and broken. And I have this materialistic, I have to have all of this stuff to make me feel good. And I have this fake relationship. And all of a sudden, I have this distorted reality. And that's what's coming, guys. And I shouldn't say that. That's not what's coming. That's what's here. That's the world that we currently live in. It's not like this, no, Matt's talking about this futuristic utopia, blah, 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 like, oh, he's crazy, conspiracy. It's here. It's what's happening. Those are stats that I showed you that's really taking place.
So Matt, in teaching the high school students, they're juniors and seniors, right? And in my class, when they're in there, if they are not doing something, if I don't have them physically doing something, right? They are on their phones.
Yes.
And they had like a fall fest yesterday, and they have all these games out there, and you have these kids that are just sitting on the side with the phone. And I was talking to one of them, and I thought, I asked him, I said, why aren't you out there playing, He goes, oh, well, I don't, he goes, I'm not comfortable, like meeting, new friends and everything. And I said, so is that why you're on your phone? He goes, yeah. He goes, it's a safe place for me.
Yeah.
And he, a nice
One
kid,
voice speaking for millions.
A really nice, kid, you know what I'm saying? And it really shocked me of him.
Right.
That, he would feel like that, like when I was reading that triangle there about no confidence in himself, no self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? And so therefore, he just withdraws inside of him.
Yeah.
And then his whole thing is on his phone.
But let's not kid ourselves that it's only kids.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No. Jonathan Haidt, researcher and professor at New York University, he has a book out just came out this, maybe it comes out January. It's called The Anxious Generation. And he shows, he's done all this research on the effects since 2012. I keep looking for my phone. That's how addicted I am, too. I'm looking for my phone, right? It's over there. Since 2012, when the iPhone came out. Yes, but in 2012, like it was mass populated, right? Everybody had a phone at that point. And he shows the statistics, and then even after COVID, where it exploded even more after that, of the generations of people that have depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, it is off the charts. And this isn't just for young generation, it's, as Lindley said, this is adults too.
Yeah, one thing I realized, like, I feel like the Lord showed me is that, like, when it came to, like, on the phone, like, like, for me personally, I used to phone, like he said, like, to escape. Like, I would, like, go, like, if I'm stressed out, next time I'm doom scrolling on TikTok or YouTube
Right.
for 3 hours just to escape. And something I do, wow, subconsciously, I'll just grab the phone, next note.
Hold that thought. I'm going to come back to you in about 5 minutes because that's one of the points we're going to come right back to. All right. So what does all this have to do with? All right. So let's get back to the text. Matthew chapter 6. Everybody open your Bibles to chapter 6, 5.
I would never pick up my phone and use my Bible now.
Somebody read 6:5 for me, please. Oh, wait. Skip that. Back up. 6:5.
When you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, that they may be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward.
Very good. I was going to say last summer, but it was this last summer. It was just a few months ago, though, but it feels like forever ago. We were in New York. Seems like a long time ago, but we were just in New York in July. And we went to the theater. We saw MJ. And does anybody go to plays over at, what's the theater here? Sanger. Anybody go to the Sanger Theater to watch plays, right? So we went and saw MJ. The year before that, we were there in New York where we saw Aladdin. And then right before we saw Aladdin, we went and saw Hamilton, was over here at the Sanger. Like, I think Hamilton was the first real Broadway play that I've ever seen before. I've gone to see a few plays like that, but Hamilton was like moving. Like it caught me, like it captured me. I'm like, I want to do this again. Like this was so good. Like the acting and the plot and everything was just, and we didn't have great seats. We were way in the back, but it was like, I want to do this again. And so every time we go to New York, we do these things. We go to a play, and Aladdin was fantastic. The genie was the best character I've ever seen. MJ was interesting. And as I've been going to these, it just got me thinking, what is an actor? And Kennedy's not in here, she's probably with the kids, but Kennedy is into musical theater. So she's like now starting to like the acting part. And as I was thinking about this, like, what is an actor? What is an actor? What?
Good liar.
Why is he a liar?
They're playing something they're not.
They're pretending to be someone or something they are not. And what does an actor seek?
To make you believe they lie.
Yes. What else?
More like approval.
Approval. Yes, but another way in the acting scene, it's called what?
Or applause.
Recognition.
Applause. Right. What do the actors do at the end of a play? They all come out and they give you the bow. And what's the most important and the biggest applause for? The star. Right? The main character that comes out, and everybody gives a standing ovation, and that's exactly what people are seeking when you are acting. You are looking for recognition, applause, and this is what I hope for. Read your verse again, Mandy. Well, hang on. Let me say this first. In Greek, what is the word for actor? An actor in first century Greek. Because remember, in this time frame, there was lots of theaters and plays. They were all over. The Roman conquest created these theaters, and they were in every city. These giant theaters, amphitheaters are phenomenal. And there was a name, and I actually saw it printed on one of the stones for the actors. In Greek, the word is hypokrites. It's where we get our English word what? Hypocrite. That is the Greek word for actor. So read your verse again.
And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites.
Do not be like the actors.
They love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, and that they may be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward.
What do these people love to do? They love to stand and, let me read my verse real quick. And when you pray, you shall not be like the actors. When you pray, when you get up and pray, you want to be seen by others. You want others to see how great of a prayer you are. And what does Jesus say? This is meaningless. And what's the reward? Because he says they'll get the reward. What's the reward?
The validation of applause.
Man, that was such a good prayer. You prayed so good. Like it was great. What's for lunch? Right? It's pointless. Like you got your reward, but what good was it? To what end was this long, great prayer that you did? For what reason? I'll never forget, as I was sitting over here, you guys were playing. I'm going to throw this in. It's not in the notes. I took Brett to a conference in Minneapolis 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And we were in a Messianic Jewish synagogue. And there was this prayer night where, prayer is on Shabbat, Friday evening. So everybody comes to prayer. Kind of like here where we pray and we play music and, this is very Christianized. You go to the Messianic synagogue and you pray in the evening and you each have a prayer book. And Brett and I got these prayer books and we opened them up. We were like, it's in Hebrew. There's no English in this. Like, okay, so we're sitting there, we're both kind of looking at each other, giggling, and the prayer person was the music leader who the night before did a whole music thing, and it was awesome. Like, he played the guitar like I've never seen it, and his voice was amazing, and there was like a little 15-year-old kid on the box drum with him, and it was awesome. And then you come to find out he's blind. He can't see. He's literally blind. But he's playing and singing. So we show up the next night for this prayer in Hebrew, and there's somebody that leads the Kevin, and he usually leads, here's what prayer book. He pulls the prayer book out, and he says, all right, turn to page, prayer number 152. And we did about, 15 different things from the prayer book, the Siddur. And he would just flip, and you would flip, and we would try to say the words in Hebrew, and everybody would say these words together, just like what Kevin did. We would say these words together. Do you know who led the prayer night?
Blind guy.
The blind guy. And you know what he did? He had a Siddur, and he said, all right, everybody turn to prayer number 152. And he sat here, and he would start it. And he would say the whole prayer in Hebrew, memorized. Now turn to prayer number 17. And he would say the prayer, every single prayer. He didn't turn a page. He wasn't feeling anything. He had it all memorized. And he wasn't up there like, listen to me, guys. He would just guide you. And everybody, then the voices would raise and everyone would be saying these words and everybody would be praying together. And it was one unity of group of people. And they were all kind of not at the same time, but they were all saying these same words together. And the guy leading it was blind. He couldn't even see if you were recognizing how good of a prayer he was. To what end, Yeshua says, you'll get your reward, don't you worry. If this is why you do it, you'll get your reward. Verse 7, Mandy.
And when you pray, you do not heap empty phrases. Sorry guys, my arms are doing something weird today. And when you pray, you do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do. Sorry. For they think that they will be heard for their many words.
Excellent. They may have a different translation. A different one? My translation. And when praying, do not keep on babbling like the nations, for they think that they shall be heard for their many words. What does it mean to babble? Huh? Just babble, like blah, 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 blah. Like just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, no? And saying like lots and lots of words to say a little tiny bit. But you use all these flowery words and it sounds so fantastic. It's great. And it's wonderful. And I say God in every sentence. And I say it so well. And it sounds so great. You go on and people can't even remember what did we pray about? It sounded great. What were we praying about though? Verse 8. David, put you on the spot. Oh, he doesn't, can't see. Never mind. Go ahead.
Do not be like them, for the Father knows what you need before you ask him.
And when you pray, do not keep babbling like the nations, for they think that they shall be heard for their many words. Therefore, do not be like them. Is this a suggestion by Yeshua? Or is it a command? Is he saying, hey, it's probably not the most influential. If you want to be a good leader, this is a way to be a good leader. You should do this. Or to be a good, in ministry, be gentle like this. Does he say it like it's a suggestion? Or does he flat out say, don't do this? Don't pray to seek attention. Don't say these long-winded prayers so everybody looks at you. So you're like, oh, you're so wonderful. Don't act like this. Don't be like them. It is not a suggestion. This sounds more like a command. Now, Manny, I'm going to have you back up to verse 6. I had you skip a couple on purpose. What does verse 6 say?
But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret.
Excellent. We've talked about this verse previously in months and years past. So what is prayer then? If it's not this, and Yeshua says, don't do this, don't be like these people, what is prayer then? To figure out what prayer is, we have to do what we normally do. Where do we always find the answers for these questions? Which ones?
AI.
Your chat bot? AI? Yeah. No. Aaron? Genesis what? 1, 2, 3. Right? Anytime we want to find something throughout the entire scriptures, it always goes back to the beginning. You can always find these answers in Genesis 1, 2, or 3. So let's turn there. Genesis chapter 2, please. 2 verse 7. Alex, read 2 verse 7 for me, please.
Then the Lord formed the man of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living creature.
Excellent. What does that have to do with prayer, Matt? I don't understand this. And God created man out of this dust. This dust man, he breathed life to him and he became this living creature. The original Hebrew text. Now, in the first century, when they first started to write some of these things down, there was the Hebrew text that was translated into Aramaic, which is called the Onkelos Targum. And with this Targum, it had like commentaries. This was about the first century, right about the time of Yeshua, but it was taking all this oral tradition, it was putting it into a different language, into Aramaic. And the Aramaic translates that passage a little bit differently. It says God created man out of the dust and he blew his life into him and he became not a living creature, he became a speaking being. Not a living creature, a speaking being. Of all of creation, out of everything that God had created, mankind was the only one who had the ability to speak, to have thoughts that he can share and express to others. When we direct our thoughts or contemplate upon our own thoughts, we use language to direct and to express my own thoughts to myself. And it's in this process of language that we grow, that we evolve. It's what makes us unique of all of creation. Plants. Plants were created heliotropic. Do you know what that means? Have anybody heard of that before? Heliotropic. When plants are planted, they grow towards the sun, where they get their energy. The sages imply that humans were created theotropic. We were designed to grow towards God. That's how human beings were created. That's our purpose. And prayer, as I looked at this, is much more than just speaking. It's much more than just saying words, blah, 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 babbling. It also alludes to conversation. A speaking being alludes to this idea that we should have the ability to listen. Because what's the point of, have you ever had a conversation with somebody who just talked and you never said anything? How much joy comes from that relationship? You just, what? It's kind of like when I talk to Kevin over coffee. He just talks and I sit there. No. But have anybody had those conversations? You know, or just you go into the office and just somebody just talks and talks and talks and talks. And you're like, dude, are we done? Huh? I'm married. Whatever. At some point, though, you get to talk back. Yeah, and they do care about you, right? At some point. Wow, that's a rough crowd today. We should have like a men's retreat to have these conversations, obviously, huh? Golly. Of all creation, of all the animals, of all the plants, of everything that God created, we were the ones that were designed to be able to converse with the creator of the universe. Therefore, as I looked at this, I kind of saw prayer almost as like a gate. What's a gate? What does a gate do? What is a gate used for? What? It's an entry point. Okay, what else? Security. What'd you say? Keeping things in and keeping things out. Right? That's what a wall does, but the gate then is what? It allows you to open so that things can come in and out. It can be shut or it can be open. And we all have a gate that protects our thoughts and our emotions. You've heard people say, like, why are you so closed off? Like, I don't know you really well. You don't share anything. Like, what emotions are you feeling? You're so stoic. Like, I don't even know you. All right? We all have this gate to our hearts that protects us, that keeps things in, but protects us from the evil people on the outside that maybe take advantage of us. We choose who, when, and what to open this gate to. But once the gate is open, especially when it comes to this idea of prayer, once we open this gate in a prayer manner, it creates what's called a meditative state, where this idea of like meditation, like it's just this idea of my focus and everything comes into this one place. It's a powerful state of thought and emotions, and it even affects our physical bodies when we enter into this state. It's an experience that significantly impacts our attention, our brains, and even our emotions. But as I thought about this and I began this conversation, what if this gate is opened for a different mechanism? What if this gate is opened to something other than God? What if this gate is opened up to something artificial? One of the things that I was studying was, is there a connection between prayer and meditation and scrolling of your phone? Is there a connection? Sure enough, psychology and lots of neurological research has been done and said, yes, there is actually a connection. You enter into the same states of mind. What did he say? He's gone now. Doom scrolling, he said, mimics the idea of the initial similar feelings of meditation. Your initial feelings connect like meditation, but social media is different. where in meditation, it brings us to our attention to focus on one thing. We breathe and we focus maybe on the scripture. We think about God, or we focus our attention on one thing. And neurologically, our brain then releases these chemicals which relaxes our brain and gives us a release of stress and anxiety. And it brings these things down. And our feelings, emotionally, we feel this inner peace because I'm just in prayer and I'm thinking, I'm focusing on God. And everything about me now changes to a point of absolute fulfillment, of maybe not fulfillment, of let's say shalom, of inner peace. I have this peacefulness when I'm with God. I'm just sitting there and I'm in prayer and I'm meditating, I'm speaking and I'm listening, and I have this moment of peace. Where meditation in social media doom scrolling starts out the same way. It gives you this initial feeling of peace. But then it shifts your attention. Because every time you scroll, it shifts your attention to a new piece of focus. And then now it starts to divide your focus from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And then social media scrolling and then gives you these unpredictable rewards. It makes you feel angry. It makes you feel happy. Oh, look at the little puppies. They look so cute. And then all of a sudden you see something inflammatory and all of a sudden your emotions are going up and down. And it does the same thing. Social media doom scrolling gives you the same chemical reaction in your brain as alcohol or nicotine. The more you drink, the more you smoke, what happens? What does your body want? More. And all of a sudden, your scrolling becomes an addiction. You have to have more. And you're standing in the middle of the day and you're waiting for the elevator, and what do? You start looking for your phone. You're in a conversation and somebody's starting to bore you. What do? Get on your phone. You're watching a movie and the movie's just okay, so you get on your phone. Because these phones have been created to literally create a chemical that addicts you to this emotional reward system that goes up and down. And not only that, social media also creates a fire hose of just emotional content. And it floods your brain, and your brain does not know how to process all of this information. And it overwhelms it to the point of exhaustion, which creates more stress. And there are so many people who have counseling and are complaining, like, I can't sleep at night. I need these other things to help me. I need a new bed. I need a grounding sheet. I need this and that. Well, what do you do? If you come to find out, what do you do before you go? What's your rhythm before you go to bed? Like, how do you prepare yourself? Do you dim the lights? Do you relax? Maybe do you meditate? Do you pray? Like, what do you do to relax? Oh, I relax every night. I scroll through social media. Really? Science says, that's why you can't sleep. That's why you are agitated. That's why you wake up in the middle of the night, because your brain has been processing all this stuff and scattering it, shattering all these things, and now it has caused more havoc in your life than peace. In fact, Oxford, don't put this up yet. Oxford, the 2024 word of the year. You know what it was? Anybody? Come on, Izzy, I know you know it. Almost. It's even worse than that. Go ahead, put it up. Brain rot. Oxford's word of the year. What? I'm sorry. Well, that's how smart Oxford is, right? Yeah. The word of the year, 2 words.
They got brain rot.
It's a game, you know? It's like a game kids play now. It's
Brain
called
rot?
Brain rot.
Of course it is.
And it like said, have y'all heard that before? It like
Stupid
says
words.
these like stupid words. It makes up these words. And I was listening to someone's kid play it the other day, and I was like, I feel like, I don't even know. I was like, that can't be good. It's called brain rot. You're making up words. You don't even know what you're saying. Anyways.
Come on, you know.
Well, actually, hang on. I just wrote this in my paper. The latest research that came out, and maybe said this 2 weeks ago, LLMs are showing that they too are getting brain rot. Large language models. AI is getting its own brain rot. Why? Because it It learns from what you post. And as you get dumber, guess what? It gets dumber. So you would Google something, what is the answer to this? And you on the AI deep dive, and you get like crap because you posted it on Reddit, and you posted it on Reddit, and you posted it somewhere else. You're like, this is what it is. And so it believes, well, this must be true because Mandy and Emily both posted it. Our own AI systems are dumb. That's where we're heading.
And people can't spell anymore.
Verse 6. Matthew 5, verse 6. Mandy? Yes.
But when you pray, you go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you.
Shut the door. Shut the gate to all the other stuff outside. Find a quiet place. Can anybody do that anymore? Can anybody sit by themselves?
As long as you got your phone.
Right?
I'm reading the verse.
Shut the door in a quiet place. Sit, stand, focus, breathe. Speak slowly and listen. Be aware of what you feel, what you sense, and what you hear.
That's great. How do you talk somebody into that?
Okay, great. I'm glad you said that. Skip to verse 9 for me, Alex. Read that for me. Bro, you missed your spot. Yeah. I went right to you and you were gone. Matthew 5:9, please.
Matthew 5:9.
5:9.
Was there the peacemakers?
No,
6:9.
I'm sorry, 6:9. 6:9.
Pray then like this: Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom
Wait,
come.
stop right there. No, just 9.
Oh, just 9.
Yeshua just said, therefore, do not be like them. This is a command. Don't pray like that. Go into your room, close the door, be still, and pray like this. This is not a magical prayer. It's not like if I say this prayer, God's going to do everything I ask. Nor is it to be rote. What's rote? Memorize, and you just say it, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Like, no, that's not what this prayer is. You're not to memorize it and just say it and over and over and over, and just because that has no meaning either. This prayer that Yeshua gives is a blueprint. It's a model based on what he just said, what not to do and what to do. The blueprint is go find a quiet place, breathe, speak, listen, and contemplate. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now everybody together with your nose, inhale slowly with your nose, and then exhale with your mouth together. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep doing this. Breathe in. Keep breathing as I speak. Our Father, what does it mean that you are our Father? What do I feel when I think that you are our Father? Where does my mind go to when I think of you as our Father? This reminds me that you are the Father of all creation. And you've created me to be in relationship with you. Open your eyes. This is the blueprint. Breathe. Let your focus go to the breath. Speak. You know this prayer? You have it in rote memory. Now break it up into little tiny pieces and allow each piece to contemplate in your mind, to ask questions, to listen to your body, listen to the voice, contemplate what that means, and do it again. So your homework, to answer your question, is to try this. It may, for some of you, you might stop with Father. Your mind might be going all over the place. Great. Day 2, do it again. Our Father who is in heaven. Focus on what does that mean, who God is in heaven. What does that mean? Stop, breathe, speak, listen, contemplate. Do this for 5 minutes if you can. Work your way up. If you can work your way up to 30 minutes, work your way up to 30 minutes. Start your day every day with this. Not with, I don't have my phone. See, I reached for it again, right? But not like when you worry, how many people wake up and they roll out of bed and the first thing they do is this? Oh, I got a text. I got an email. I got a notification. I got this. I can't tell you. I don't know. It was off the charts how many people wake up like that every single day. As opposed to there are many passages, and I've shared them before, probably at least 8, where Yeshua gave us the model beyond this. It says he woke up early and he went out by himself and he prayed alone. He didn't have anybody looking for him, and he didn't have anybody like watching him pray. It says he went alone. His command is don't be like those people. Find a quiet space. I don't think it's a suggestion, guys. I think this is a command that Yeshua says, this is what you are to do. And in that time frame, it wasn't like once a month or once a year. It was every day. You do this. How do you get someone to do that? You can't force anyone. But I can encourage you to try it. Oh, yeah, and Aaron took this in Israel last year?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. You know, it looks like a coat, but look at the bottom of the picture. What's at the bottom? That's feet at the bottom. Can you see it? Somebody's in there. Somebody's in his prayer closet. Somebody's not wanting to be seen, but he is in there praying, meditating, breathing, listening. He found himself a little closet of his own. So that's my encouragement and challenge for you this week. Start this tomorrow. Start with one word, Father. Go from there. Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the Sabbath. We praise your holy name. Amen.